Hey, it's Mark from Songwriters Tales with Mark and Craig. Craig's not here, but I want to go ahead and introduce tonight's episode. Atlanta music promoter icon Eddie Owen of Eddie's Attic fame is going to join us tonight and talk about the Atlanta music scene, where it was when he started, and where he's helped it get to today. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a great show. So let's do it.
The folks that came through that I met that were new, quote, quote, newbies to the scene, people like John Mayer and
Yeah.
Zac Brown and Jennifer Nettles.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of them that
Yeah, there
were
are.
doing open mics or coming in for their first shows. I mean, Jennifer was a freshman at Agnes Scott right up the street from Eddie's Attic and across the street from Trackside. And I wouldn't have known Jennifer if my wife hadn't been working at Agnes Scott. And she said, "Hey, there's this young girl over here that's just singing her ass off, and you ought to see if she'll come play your open mic." And so we recruited her, literally, play the open.
Cool.
Zac, I met his daddy somewhere. I don't remember where in something, but he said, "Man, I got this son that's a songwriter, and he needs to come." I said, "Well, bring him to the open mics. Let him come and play," and he did. John moved down here from, he was born and raised in Connecticut, but he met Clay Cook, who's an Atlanta boy, Stone Mountain, actually. He met Clay at Berkeley, where they both matriculated for 1 year and then said, "That's enough for college for us." But he didn't go back to Connecticut. He came to Atlanta with Clay. And Clay's daddy brought them to their first open mic because if you were under 21, you had to have a accompaniment. So Clay's daddy brought him in, and they played the open mic, and it was pretty cool. So there's a bunch of those kind of stories.
Yeah. Well, I knew. I mean, after all these years, you had mentioned Zac Brown, right? Zac Brown.
Yep.
And it's funny because the first time I ever played there, I was sitting there getting ready to go on, and somebody said, "Hey, that's Zac Brown's band over there."
Yeah.
And I went, I looked around all these long-haired guys with the beards, I went, "Really?" And I thought, what are they doing here? And I didn't realize that in fact, we had just had Tim Huffman. Do you know Tim Huffman? Yeah, Tim was just on our podcast. Tim's a friend of ours. He brought us out to Zac's place down at Camp Southern Ground, and we write down there. I don't know if you knew that or not, but we go down there and write with the veterans. Been doing it about 6 years now, and so Tim was telling us the whole story about how he met with Zac when Zac was 12 and started teaching him guitar lessons. So this is so cool, man. This is why we do this podcast, man. It's just to hear all these stories that so many people have no idea, and now you know the rest of the story, that kind of thing. So, nobody's going to know what the heck I meant by that except us.
Yeah. Those of us are old enough to remember that. So Eddie,
Harvey.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. So Eddie, so at Red Clay, I was just on your website. I was just kind of looking around, and it looks like has your open mic become so popular that you do it differently now? You have to send in a video. Is that kind of how
it's sort of just the opposite. When the panorama hit, and COVID decided to change our worlds, I discontinued the open mic because I was closed for 3 months. Black, dark, totally closed.
Yeah.
And the Songwriters open mic was probably the thing at Eddie's Attic that I was most proud of that I ever did there. I loved it. It's great. And it was actually a profitable venture. Monday nights we did it, and we would have enough people there to cover the price for the winter, and we would sell a ton of beer and food, and it was a great, profitable venture. I never could make that work in Duluth. Uh, one reason is I don't have the food to sell.
Mm,
I only have beer and wine, and um, I couldn't get enough tickets sold to cover the cost.
Mhm.
So we did it from 2011 to when was the Panorama? 2000.
2020,
2020.
2020. Yeah.
So we did it for 9 years, and I literally had to, go deep in my pocket every single time we did it, just
Hmm.
cost. And the cost of having sound people, light people, desk
Mhm.
office people, house management, and it was costing me probably 500 or 600 bucks out of my pocket every time I did one.
Wow.
As much as I loved it, which I do, because there's nothing better to me than hearing songwriters that are young and energetic and new. And young can be 70 years old. I'm talking about young
Mm,
at the art.
right.
And to hear new songwriters and to hear what they're doing and how they are just wanting to take their instrument and their voice and put you on their sleeve and take you through the story with them. That's the beauty of what I do, and I love, and I so miss not doing that right now. I'm not doing it, and I really miss it.
That's a shame
Yeah,
because, I mean, like you said, Eddie's Attic, I I've been there so many times to watch songwriters in your rounds and in your open mics, and that's a shame. That's so now you're bringing in more regional and national acts who is
yeah,
that ki
yeah. And when we did that, when I was at Eddie's, we did that too, and I think they're still doing it. I really have no association with Eddie's Attic anymore since I got fired. and
That
but that's
blows my
okay.
mind. That
It
blows my
turned
mind.
out all right. I
Yeah.
mean, Alex Cooley bought it. He was I see,
Wow, I
it
didn't know
was
that.
me, there was Todd and Jennifer, there was Bob Eflin, there was Alex Cooley. So
Wow.
he was the fourth owner of Eddie's Attic. And
Alice Cooley's Electric
Electric
Warehouse. Yeah.
yep,
Ballroom. Yeah.
Electric Ballroom.
yeah,
Electric Warehouse.
and from
Yeah.
Concert Southerns with Peter Conlon, which was a
Mhm.
great, great, great Atlanta company, and they got bought out by Live Nation or one of
Mhm.
these, I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, he wanted to own a little joint, so he bought Eddie's Attic, and I was still working there, and so I sort of came along with the deal, and he had me train up a young guy, and as soon as I got him trained up, we got fired.
Mm.
But it's okay because I came up here and started what we're doing now.
Yeah.
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 I wouldn't have done that I'd have been sitting fat in Decatur. But
That's how it works.
Alice could pay this new kid probably a fourth of what he was having to pay me
Well,
because
I'm sure.
do it for less than I was doing it for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Welcome
yeah,
to
Yeah.
corporate America. That's
yeah, it
pretty
is
much,
absolutely, and I really don't begrudge it at
you
all.
know,
It's his choice.
I think that, just as you were just saying, I think it's so important to point out that you don't begrudge it because, I mean, you laugh about it and but it pushed you in a new direction and what you got going. I mean, I was just on your website. My God, you're like, it's just show after show after show, which is awesome. But from the music community, and I'm saying this as myself, we so appreciate people like you because I assumed you were a singer songwriter yourself, and that's where your passion came from. But you obviously did it. I mean, so it was a business decision, but it was also something that it wouldn't still be a business decision, if you were just doing this for the money. You're obviously, like you said, you did it for 9 years at Red Clay and lost money every time you did open mic, but you did it because you loved it. And that is, I wish a lot more people were like that.
Yeah.
Because that's what that, you you are legendary in Atlanta, and just from like I said, everybody I know has either played at Eddie's or been there, and Wizard was telling us that he actually played at Red Clay. So he was I think he knows the sound guy up there or something he was saying.
Shalom.
Yeah.
Shalom Averly, who I've been working with for about 1,000 years.
Mm-hmm,
And he's
mm-hmm.
great. Best ears I've ever met. And I've worked with 100 sound guys. I
Yeah.
don't know, a lot.
Yeah.
And Shalom's ears are the best I've ever met. So
That is awesome. Great. It's a great talent. Hey, this is Craig with Songwriters Tales with Mark and Craig. Listen, episodes 15 and 16, you want to go back. Zac Brown's Camp Southern Ground is Jake Dukes. He's got some awesome information about what we've been doing with the veterans down there and what the whole reason that Zac brings them down there. You're going to love it. Check it out. I'm gonna ask. We will be putting up all the information for your for the red clay, on the site on this podcast, so anybody can, if they've never been there and they want to get in touch and see what's going on. Is there anything special coming up here in the spring or summer? Maybe something, an anomaly that you've got working that nobody really knows about that you could mention. If not, that's fine. You can make something up. Nobody will even know.
well, I mean, truthfully, every show we have, I think is great.
Awesome.
Because I really strive hard to not book anything that sucks. Because I hate stuff that sucks. So yeah, I don't want to sit through it, and I don't want anybody else to have to sit through it. So I really try to discern talent, and if this person has a song to be heard and to sing and to play, or if if they can at least, we do a lot of tribute stuff now because that's what sells tickets.
It does.
It's like the tribute stuff and the rentals that we do for our facility support my heroin habit of loving songwriters,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is basically like a heroin habit because it just
Yeah, we're all musicians. We know exactly what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
So-
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I do the stuff I have to do to make money, to be able to do the stuff I love to do. But we've got a few of those that I love to do that actually make money, and I'm so proud when they come back and do that. Radney Foster, who is a guy I've known
Yeah.
for 1,000
writer.
years,
Yeah.
he's going to do a show next month with Kelly Willis. Also
Ooh,
is a great writer.
that's a
They're gonna do
great
it
show.
together. Yeah, they're
That's
two
a
of
great show.
them. Very excited about that one because I love them both, and we've got stuff coming up. We had to add a show for the Deep Canyon Rangers. We had to add a second show, the show coming up next month because they sold out the first one like in 10 minutes. So
Wow.
we're gonna have 2 shows with them, and there's stuff there that people would recognize, but most of the stuff I really love, no one's ever heard of.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's how you discover. I mean,
That's right.
there used to be a show on TV called Live from Abbey Road, and they always had on a big act, and then they had an open, people, hey, you never heard of these people, but you ought to check them out. And that's where I actually saw Sugarland for the first time. It was Jennifer and Christian and singing their stuff live in Abbey Road, and it was killer. So, yeah, I think, like you said, they may not know about him yet, but maybe they should. So,
Yeah. They should. They should, for sure.
It's bands like the Red Clay Strays that, just start playing these places and all of a sudden they just explode.
Yeah.
once and they hit viral. I mean, it's not, they hit viral within the listener's ears, which is cool. Well, unless you got something else, Mark, I guess we can wrap it up. Eddie,
No,
is there
sir.
anything else that you'd like us to know or get out there?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I've sort of lived under the shingle for a long time that life is in the song and songwriters really matter. And that people should just, open their ears and open their eyes and be aware. So
Well, speaking from the songwriter community, we truly, truly appreciate what you've done for songwriters and for musicians for years and years. And we truly thanks so much for coming on. It's great to hear some of the stories, and it's great to actually meet you. I've never met you in person, so it's but thank you again for
Yes, sir.
everything you've done.
Well,
And
thank y'all.
we'll see you. Mark and I will make a trip out there some night. And
Well, I may come out
catch a show.
if it hasn't already sold out. I may go catch Radney and Kelly.
I think it's close to sold out, but just hit me up. I'll get you in. You can climb through the bathroom window or something.
Hey, I'll sit in the bathroom if I have to listen to that. So
All right.
thanks,
All right,
buddy.
man. We
Okay,
appreciate
boys.
you.
See
Thank
you
you,
around.
brother.
Yep.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Hey, this is Craig with Songwriters Tales. What does Stevie Nicks, Blackfoot, Ricky Medlock, and a band called Mother's Finest have to do with each other? Well, the bass player is named Wizard. He's an old friend of mine, and he's on our show, episode number 9. Check it out, folks.